Hi everyone, this is Simon. Just wanting to briefly explain to you how to use Explain Everything. It is coming up to 2:15 on the 15th of May. In about an hour and a half I'm going to be talking to you about how to use Explain Everything. The slight snag is that, as far as I know, I don't think I'm going to be able to use the overhead projectors to show you what we're doing on the iPad. So I thought that I would use Explain Everything to, rather confusingly, explain how to explain everything. On the side here you can see that there's a little drawing of a pen just up here. You'll notice there are two of these. Normally you would only see one of them. The reason why there are two is because obviously I've taken a screenshot to show you what the actual screen would look like when you load it up. So you've got here, you can choose colours. It can be black, it can be red, it can be blue, it can be whatever colour we want. You have all of these different cursors here. You can move things around. Once you've drawn the arrows, then you decide actually I didn't particularly want those arrows. Then you can see that there's a little rubber midway down. You use that eraser, and then the eraser will get rid of all of the arrows. Some of the ones that are going to be quite important, however, are the different ones. Particularly this one, I think, is important. That's because that allows you to upload an existing picture. So for me, when I do them, what I like to do is to take a screenshot of the thing that I'm planning on teaching, so I don't have to worry about photocopies or anything like that. Take a screenshot of the book, of the text, of whatever it might be, and then simply add it, and then I can write all over it so the students can see what it is that we're doing. Let's see an example. So, for my first example, we've got here the text, the last bit, and I chose something that I just vaguely was familiar with, and so I went for the English teachers here for Richard III, the last bit of Richard III, and what we have here is this very famous line, a horse, my kingdom for a horse. And so what I would do, as I was looking at this, is probably try and underline a horse. We have anaphora there. In the English context of anaphora, repetition of a set word or phrase shows his desperation, but perhaps you could say that here we have the courage of Richard III, the fact that he's unwilling to give in. We have this sort of, it's the human condition, isn't it? It's the refusal to give up that perhaps sets Richard, albeit with his appalling, horrific, frightening, terrible characteristics. There is perhaps some redeeming feature in the fact that he is so tough, is that? Then the fact that he has this sort of instinct for survival that causes him to hurt and to kill and murder, etc., etc., etc. My point being that here we can highlight different things, and so I can highlight 5 to highlight his strength or something. I'm sorry, not courageous Richmond, whatever it might be. God in your arms, be praised, victorious friend after he's lost. You get my point. That basically here we can highlight. I don't know, that's so boring. I've seen 5 in other parts of the field, but you can highlight whatever bits it is that you want to highlight and say things far more interesting than I've done here. Lovely Sandra sent me a copy of polynomials exercise. I'm so sorry, I know nothing about maths, and so this is going to be embarrassing because I have absolutely nothing of any value to say about the equation of the graph shown. I have nothing of any value to say about polynomials, but if I did, this is how I would do it. I would probably choose the colour red because the little image here is, as you say, in blue, and I would say, oh, look at this, numbers. There's a number 4. Here we have the number -6. As you go upwards, you'll notice the numbers become higher, as in more, as in -2 is actually a greater number than -6, and that is so embarrassing that I don't really want to dwell on the fact that I know nothing more about maths than this. You get my point. I hope that you can highlight things and circle things, and there are other bits and pieces that you can do as well, like use this little thing like you would with a sort of little board bit to go and highlight the numbers, y-axis, x-axis, and that is the end of that, thankfully. Here, this is a little bit more up my alley. We have a bit that we've got from Latin. So for me, this is what I would do. I would actually take a screenshot of the whole translation that I want. I can't do this right now, but what I would do is then essentially take out, which you can easily do by framing, and I'm happy to show anyone how to do that. Take out the bit that you want, and then you can just simply start talking about it there. So difficult dining, this is from the Argonauts, I think. So we've got Jason and the Argonauts off on their way to Thrace, so I would go post-hike Argonautai, after hike, after these things Argonautai. Notice that AE, ending AE, means that it's nominative plural. The Argonauts tenuerunt. Werunt, that's going to be a third person plural, perfect tense, held their course to Thrace. Now, at the bottom, and I know that you can't see this now, at the bottom of the screen, around about here, you will have 4 little things, and when you press one of them, it will automatically upload it to YouTube so that, hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone can see it if they want to.